a new tool lately, right, Håkon? And we're going to be demonstrating that to you guys today. And essentially, we're going to be bootstrapping a new tenant with actual data, something that we didn't have up until now. At least not a very simple way for an external user that maybe just is getting now started with Crystallize, right, Håkon? Yeah. So essentially, this is like one step for making things a bit simpler for someone that wants to just get data in, make something work, see a final result, and then tweak and play around with Crystallize with the platform and see where he can go or she can go, of course. Right. So this is a pretty cool toolkit that you made and demonstrated to me a couple of hours ago. But I'm excited to show that to the rest of the guys out there.
Yeah. So am I. Yeah, because when you get started with Crystallize and you create your first tenant, you get very, very, I'd say empty tenant. There's not much in it. We do create a few shapes and maybe some VAT types. Not even sure. It's very limited, really. So you start off with like a blank sheet. So now a lot of people have been asking us to not start off with a completely blank tenant and instead have start off with some example data, for instance, that for a pre-made tenant with a bunch of products, images, videos, content, everything really that you need. So this is what we're launching today. This is the beginning. We're calling it in a beta phase now, or stage now. But yeah, this is essentially what we want to solve. So when you get started with Crystallize, we want people to have easy access to really quality example data so that they easily figure out, oh, well, this is how you would structure things in Crystallize. This is how you would do content modeling, and this is how all of the different pieces play together. So that's the idea. So I started a screen sharing thing. So
okay, let's stop mine. Oh, you're already sharing.
I am.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
So this is the tip. This is what you see when you boot up Crystallize for the first time. Like you log in, you create your tenant, and if you navigate around, you'll see that there's really nothing here. It's all really empty. There's no catalog items, or no topics, or no grids. Orders is empty as well. There's 3 shapes. These are just shapes with some super simple example components that we put in. That's what you get. So now the idea is to show you sort of to get this tenant here, my brand new shop, to get this tenant populated with example data that we have been showing off in previous live streams and examples. And I'm talking about the furniture tenant, which is quite extensive tenant with both products as well as stories, sort of where you mix and match a good story and bring in products on the side.
And I guess this is like the most popular request, right? So how do I get the furniture tenant like clone to my new environment?
Yeah, we get this question a lot. So we released something today in our CLI tool. Let's see if I refresh, if we picked up the changes. It's cached. So no, they don't. Okay. Anyways, it should be. Oh yeah, this is. Let's say it's this version. So the way to bootstrap a tenant with example data is currently now in the CLI. So I think it makes sense for me to just show that real quick for you, how that works. I just have to share something else in my Chrome tab. Where?
There's no easy way around it.
Oh, there it is. I just couldn't find the button.
Of course.
Oh man. Okay. So if you haven't been using the CLI before, this is just a small terminal tool. So open up your terminal, and it requires you to have Node and npx installed. So if you don't have that, you should go ahead, go to Node.js org and download Node, so you have that available in your environment. So you go npx Crystallize CLI. Now, if you want to bootstrap a tenant, you write the following. You pass in a bootstrap tenant flag at the end. This tells the CLI that you want a different journey than the typical bootstrapping of tenants. So let's see how that goes. So this will install a global module that will kick off our command line interface. Here we go. So this is the path then. We're in this CLI here. This tool will, first of all, it will change the tenant that you specify. So it's really important that you select a tenant that you feel is okay, that it's changed. So I essentially urge you to create a new tenant for this purpose, or use one that is not in production, essentially, something that is not critical. Second, it will use your bandwidth, like your local bandwidth to upload data to the tenant, which includes media assets like images and videos. And lastly, it will count towards the API count metric for the tenant, because we're going to use that. So in our case, we have a tenant. This is we can use my empty tenant. It's called my brand new shop. We had demoed earlier. So this is the tenant identifier. Now, the next question we're getting is what kind of data that we'd like to bootstrap this tenant with. Currently, we got two different sets of example data that we can bootstrap it with. And these are the two typical boilerplates, the two most common tenants that we use when we do live streams and such, the furniture tenant and our voyage. And these are a bit different. The furniture is like more like a typical traditional e-commerce. Yes, with a bunch of products. There's some stories to go along with it, but it's more your traditional kind of e-commerce. And the other one, Voyage, is more story driven, so there's a lot more media and less products. For now, let's go with the furniture. Now, it's asking you about access tokens. So you know what? I'm going to remove the ones that it's stored, and I'm going to start off from fresh. You see how the typical journey would look like for you. Oh, of course, I should have done that. Takes a bit of time. All right, my brand new shop. I'm going to go with furniture, and now it's going to ask you about access tokens. And access tokens are something that you have to create for your user. These are not bound to tenants. These are for your Crystallize user. And you can click this link here to find out how you create them. And once you have created them, you can just paste them in here. And the tool will ask you if you want to store them for later use. I'm going to paste someone in that I've already got. This is an ID, and there's a secret that goes along with it. Now, the tool asks you if you want to store them, and if you plan to run this tool multiple times, then it's probably a good idea just to store them. So there's just cached. And what we're seeing now is the actual work. So now that the tool is populating and altering your tenant and adding languages, it is adding shapes and price variants, topics and grids, which is its current limit. It's not touching stuff like order pipelines, for instance. And now it's doing all the items. And these ones take a bit of time, primarily due to the media assets that needs to be uploaded to the tenant. So depending on your internet connection, this might take all from a couple of minutes to a lot more than that. So please don't do this over a 3G or an edge connection on your phone. It's going to take quite some time. I speak from experience.
Interesting.
Yeah. For fun, I needed to see how that worked. Now, while this is going, we can talk a bit about what we want to do with this tool in the future, because right now it allows you to bootstrap a tenant using 2 templates, but we want to extend that with more templates in the future. And also potentially a way for you as the user of this tool to specify your own tenant to pull the data from. So let's say that you have one tenant that you're happy with, and you would like essentially like a clone of that tenant. You could, with this tool, you could then quite easily specify the tenant then you wanted to pull the data from, and whether you wanted that data, the data put to in the end.
Good push. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, which is the kind of like a copy tenant function. Again, this is something that we haven't included yet, but it's on the roadmap. It's something we want to do. And you can see it's counting upwards now on the items. Not exactly sure how many items there are in this.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's but you need to count also, though. There we go, done. Like blog posts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that are
there you go.
Worked.
Okay, so this is done. It took us 2.5 minutes to do. So now it's telling me that my brand new shop is bootstrapped. So I guess we'll see. Let me share Chrome again and see how it looked. So this is how it was in the past. If I do a refresh, see how it looks now, and boom, we verify.
Nice.
My brand new shop now has all of these cool things. So there's a shop with plans. Each of them have what you'd expect. These are just pull the data. These are the prices, SKU for the product. And this is the rich content that goes along with it. And you can see it's attached the topics that it had on the different tenant. Topics should be here too. There we go. All of the different topics that was on the other tenant. And all the grids too. So these are blank. Might be some small bug with the tool. But all in all, it should be fairly there. Now this tool is in beta still, and I do think we will see some minor things that doesn't go as planned. But it is a very useful tool if you want to get quickly started and see how you can structure your tenant.
And of course, next step is like to I see that also some of the items you check top right corner and you get the publishing info
right here. No. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess like the next step for everyone is to essentially just boot a new boilerplate and with a new tenant, and of course see that working, right?
Yeah, exactly. You could try this out today. Create a new tenant for yourself, or use one that doesn't matter, and try it out and see how it works. And if you have any feedback of any sort, we're really happy to hear that. I would like to polish this tool and make it really, really smooth in the time to come. And we do have some ideas already on the board here where we want to provide better status feedback while running the tool, ensuring that you get maybe also stuff like fulfillment pipelines, maybe customers at some point, but I'm not so sure. This could be some optional things that you can do.
Exactly.
Yeah, but all in all, what you can do, if you want to try this out, you can go to your settings, tenants. You can easily create new tenants here, and then use them as a base for where you want to bootstrap the data to. And then it should be in such a state that you can use these new Bootstrap tenant as a base for your Next.js or Vue boilerplates, React Native, whatever. And they should now look pretty much the same as our example boilerplates that we frequently demo.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you, Håkon. Pretty cool tool there, of course, right? Okay, like Håkon said, the feedback is most welcome, guys. If you find anything that you'd like, just let us know or let Håkon know. Is the primary force here.
Yeah, let me know. And and we're really, really keen on feedback because we see a lot of different use cases for this, and not just for the getting started and bootstrapping something new, but you could also use this as a way for to sort of copy. Let's say that you have a production tenant, you want to have a test tenant. Right, so that you can just get all the production data down, and you can work on a test tenant. And once you're happy with that, you can bootstrap it back up, right? You can maybe just
or the other way around, right?
Or the other way around, yeah, exactly. Do as you please. And we are planning to launch a few more tools in this area because not all these, but we just talked about like the moving data or structure between environments. Maybe the CLI tool is not the best for that. Maybe you'd like something that you can programmatically use, and that's something we want to show off soon too.
Yeah, don't give it away. But awesome. Thanks, everyone. I guess that's all we wanted to show today. Small update on that. Like everyone said, check it out, try it, and let us know of any feedback. Thank you all for joining, and wish you happy coding, I guess.
Yes.
Happy testing.